Yo, what's up? Halloween is coming up, so I've decided to make a spooky little video for y'all. And so here are some stories from a friend of mine about the evil and dreaded life of a waiter. Unfortunately for confidentiality, I should probably give her a code name, so I'll just be calling her Z for this video. Yes, in fact, Z is wanted around the world for her various war crimes in 87, so, obviously I can't have people knowing her real name. The outside come for her, Anyways, Z works in a restaurant, and for all y'all wondering what type of restaurant it is, well, according to her, it's a Mexican, Chinese, Italian style restaurant. And y'all haters might be thinking that's kind of a weird combination, unholy some might even say. And honestly, I was thinking the same thing. I was going to add this to our list of war crimes, but after some thinking, that might low-key be the new meta. Because you always know you have families who are always like, yo, I'm kind of craving some Chinese food, No, we got that last time. Let's get some Mexican food this time. Mia wants the Italian. Mamma mia. If your family can't decide if you want Mexican, Italian, or Chinese food, oh boy, do we have just the place for you. Wait, why don't we just Uber eat all the different foods so we can all get what we want and eat it at home as a family? And that brings us to the sponsor of today's video, Uber Eats. Nah, just kidding. Please, y'all should comment, subscribe, comment again on this video so we can actually get sponsored by Uber Eats. Or Factor. Bro, screw it, bro. I'll take a sponsor by Lunchly. Anyway, this brings me to my next point. I've never actually worked in fast food, or any job for that matter. But from what I can tell, that joint is a nightmare. So shout out to all my minimum wage workers, burning my chicken nuggets, forgetting my ketchup and fries, and taking 2 hours on my order for no explainable reason. Actually, never mind. I take it back. Y'all broke teenagers need to lock in and do your jobs. I know your job sucks, but that's on you. Your bad decision in life should not be affecting my double McPatty, bro. But anyways, I'm pretty sure unlike all those other lowly fast food places, I'm pretty sure Z's restaurant is a pretty fancy place. A place for the higher ups in society. Has all the fancy stuff like servers, tables, a menu. But again, so does McDonald's, so who knows? Maybe she'd be working in some random bar in the back alley. Who knows? But anyway, being a server would be super stressful. So imagine going to school, doing all that socializing, taking notes and stuff, only to show up to your job and clock into the forbidden ninth period. Y'all employed people doing the most for that $10.99 per hour. But let's not forget that as a waitress at a restaurant, a large chunk of your paycheck actually is determined by how nice you are to strangers. Yep, so if you're feeling down today and no tips, you accidentally forget someone's order and no tips, buddy. Their food comes in late, 0 tips, and that last one wasn't even your fault. God forbid you accidentally spill food on someone while oral farming, holding the 5 plates on your hand like everyone does. That restaurant in front of you taking your money out of your pockets to pay for that. So at that point, you're getting negative tips. Yeah, that stuff isn't just taking orders. No. That's a full-on performance that y'all being graded on. That's why y'all see the people acting like they drink a gallon of coffee then got possessed by one of those spirits from Smile. Y'all gotta be full-on runway model if you want to maximize your tips. The second you slip up, bro, that was Mr. Beast you were serving. And you should lost $1 million in tips. Damn, bro. Or it could be a minimum effort employee. But then one of two things could happen. One, the restaurant could be having one of those best employees of the month things that be having every employee acting like they in a cult. Nice try, Satan. Now listen, if any of these smiling freaks try inviting you to a festival of any kind, you run out on them. You just turn the opposite direction and run. Unless they're serving you at Starbucks and you're already paid, because that's still kind of expensive. But the other thing that could happen to you is you should get threatened to be fired. And with this competitive job market that be happening right now, that type of thing be having them unemployed, grumpy people with no heart and soul grow their heart 3 times the size. Grandma just died, you better bottle that stuff inside and smile like you're on a Walgreens commercial. And if you can't do that, you better find the nearest knife and Jeff the killer that. Cut out your own smile. But of course, you're human. Okay, just checking. But anyway, you are human, so you're bound to make mistakes. But my friend Z has a pretty clever solution for this. Okay, for a second, just imagine your customer. You're a bit grumpy, because you got off work or something. But you did just get paid, so you decided to check out the new shop that just opened up. I've heard they're selling cookies wrapped in tacos on top of spaghetti. Sounds pretty good. So you decide to go to this cool little restaurant. You walk in and find a cozy seat by the window, and then begin to unwind. You look outside and notice the clouds are clearing away and the sky is looking a little brighter. You start to realize that life isn't so bad. In fact, you feel good. So I decided you're gonna tip a little extra today. You did just get paid after all. So when you see the waiter coming towards you with the food, you already have your wallet out, and then this minimum wage worker shall know true pain. Ye Karens around the world will hide in fear after hearing this verbal assault. Forget calling the manager. I'm sending little homie up to God to answer for this one. So of course, after that fumble of a generation, you would be mad. But gentlemen, be honest with me now. Would you still be mad if she pulled out the
OMG, I am so sorry.
I'm new here? And of course, the answer to that is nah. Unless you cahoots with Satan and a 3-time gold Olympian in the sport of kicking puppies, you are learning that generational fumble slide. In fact, you're forgiving her and tipping extra because you feel sorry for her. But, of course, that's what she wants. See, you fool, you fell right for her trap. Because no, she didn't just start working here. In fact, she wasn't even hired last month. She's been working here for 12 years. She's been dishing out plates before people knew GTA 6 was a thing. But forget working here, she owns here. Okay, not really, her parents own the place, but I'm sure she has some stocks in the company. A few corporate bonds saved away for a rainy day. Prized ownership of a water fountain, maybe some chairs or two have been reserved in her name. Unfortunately for a future chair owner, C's performance doesn't just attract tips, it also attracts creeps. So the person I'm going to be talking about is an interesting character. Everyone in this day and age knows where to be toughing in some of the hardest conditions known to man. So of course people try to be polite to them. Unless you're like a heathen, in which case the waiters already know you ain't taping well, so they finna be heathen back to you. It's kind of a two-way streak, But anyway, this random man is a true revolutionary when it comes to welcomings. See, when most people want to be nice, they'll casually ask something like, "Hey, how's your day?" You see, this is a perfectly normal and casual interaction. No social boundaries or norms are crossed or violated. No one is doing anything illegal, and everyone's comfortable and happy. I mean, look, she looks happy, and look at his little smile on his face. He's a little happy too. But for this old man, such societal norms were meant to be broken, and the boundaries were meant to be crossed, because he had to hit her with the,
Hey there, young lady. You're so sweet.
"Aw, thank you. May I have your order?"
You just have to come home with me.
Yo, is that Riz? No, that is prison time. Why is some old dude asking a waiter to come home with him? Damn, bro, I know you've been out of the game for a while, but lock in. This is not the 1930s. That does not work anymore. What sort of nasty demons gotta be possessing your body to say that? Grandpa really thought this was a different type of establishment. Old Grandpa really thought he got a hostess with this meal deal. No, this ain't Professor Oak's lab. You can't just go over there, max 2 dialogue, and take one of the waiters home with you. Grandpa really thought he better start up an 8-season anime with Z. See, this is the type of stuff that makes me not want to be a waiter. Any job that has me dealing with creeps or generally annoying people that I can't straight up ignore or, take out, ain't a job for me. And the crazy part of this whole story to me is that she still took this man's order. This is a family-owned restaurant. Juan called for help and he could turn this from a 1v1 into at least a 2v1. If you got the whole family there, this could be a full-on raid boss. You really think old man Philip is serving a 1v5? Well, when I asked her about it, she said something like, "I don't know, he might have just been a mildly crazy old man." And listen, I get it. He's just some crazy old man and you don't want to make a big deal out of it. But if it was me in that position, this tiny old man can wait his tiny self outside while I make that order. Grandpa can sit on that cold, hard pavement and think about what he's done while I go prepare him the coldest, nastiest french fries I can scrape from the bottom of the freezer. Yeah, 5 minutes to leave before they release the dogs. And no refills. But of course, Z wouldn't do that, because she's just so gosh darn nice. War crimes committed in 1950 when notwithstanding. But this isn't the first time something like this happened. Once, some shady fella showed up, and everything was going presumably well at first. She was doing her waiter things, he was doing her customer things, and everything was going fine. The usual. But then things got weird when she went to clean up the table. On the receipts, this Casanova wrote, "Oh my gosh, you're just so beautiful. I can't help but pass up just a pretty Latina." And you know what? A part of me feels bad for this little guy. I mean, he clearly just didn't know what was going on. He was going through it. He didn't know where he was. If you asked him what the color green is, he probably would have said blue. I mean, he had the type of confusion that be having you think a 6 feet hole, 35 feet deep. I mean, if you, God forbid, asked him his favorite Star Wars movie, this creature would have either said the sequel trilogy or Jar Jar Binks. This guy was either an alien trying to blend into human society or like 3 monkeys in a trench coat, because he is clearly not Latina. I mean, look at her. Oh wait, let me enhance this image. Wait just a sec. That's a frog! Okay, I'm actually not sure what ingredients she has cooking in her genetic soup, but I would like to believe that she's 33% Chinese, 33% Mexican, and 33% Italian, and 1% frog. Anyway, that's it for this video. I really enjoyed making it, so thank y'all for watching it. Do y'all have any crazy stories as a waiter, or just general stories about working? Please tell them in the comments if y'all do. I'll try to read all of them. Me personally, I've never worked in a job that was outside of my family, and every time I go out to a fast food restaurant, I've either had a pleasant experience where like, they're chill, I'm chill, everything wound up being unpleasant. Maybe they'll forget my ketchup, I probably paid $1 for it, but that's about it. But anyway, one last thanks to Z for the story. Tell me if you want to hear more of stories about her restaurant, and maybe I'll do more of these, please. I'm trying to get to 100 subs before the end of the year, so, make that happen. Thanks again for watching, and remember, keep it real.